If you're that depressed, reach out to someone. And remember, suicide is a permanent solution to temporary problems.
Suicide is a permanent solution to temporary problems. To be honest, I didn't even know what I was going to say when I started this up. But I was observing and looking through the internet after the news, the confirmation of Etika being gone forever. You know, you guys know. And, you know, something like this happens, and some things, especially on the internet, you can expect to happen. And other things, you, you wish would not happen, but it does happen anyway. And it really makes me think what kind of people would do the things that they do. What are their motives? What is their goal with the things that they are doing? Some people are genuine. Some people have, uh, what's it called? Ulterior motives. You know, you can never really know what someone is doing and why. But it is what it is. And people can just see it for themselves and make their own judgment, because even if it wasn't the case and the people say that what they're doing is not what everybody thinks they're doing, people are always going to think the other way, because that's just how the internet works. Even if there's proof to back up their words, people will always ignore, the common sense, and just lean to one side and just stay there without any negotiation. Um, Obviously, everyone was surprised and sad by this news, and people, they send their condolences and their wishes and their prayers, whether people know them. I mean, whether people know Etika or they don't know. When you know somebody, you could have different meanings. Like, I knew Etika as his online, his whole online career and whatnot. Other people can know him, like family. They actually knew him. Or maybe friends who knew him but didn't have such a strong connection. And then, people that meet him at a convention or something like that. So, whatever the definition is, you know, I would like to say that I knew Etika, you know, because he was always, he always, he was himself, so to speak. And despite all the recent events that have gone on, I always thought to myself, he was never always like this, right? And I do remember he wasn't the way he was before everything went to, you know, everything went to shit. And I was just thinking back. I'm like, besides him, doing his reactions to everything, which is what he always does, always. He never did anything crazy. He never did anything that could ever compare to what happened in these recent events, especially the last thing that he did. And I always ask myself, it was never like this. There's no way it could have been like this. But I guess we can never know that for sure. You know, it's when stuff like this happens, you just have to ask yourself, why? What could I have done? Why did this happen? How could how could this have been prevented? And I can't say anything for sure, but we all saw it. We were all there. We knew everything that was going on. As the internet culture grows and grows, we are very addicted to keeping tabs on events like this. When the whole Etika stuff was going on, everybody knew what was going on. And what people thought was just a stunt for attention was probably just a cry for help, because usually that's the case. Someone is in that situation and they don't ask for help, and they act as if they don't need any help, and they push people away. And if they do that, then the people around, they sort of, I don't want to be mean about it, but they sort of like give up after a certain point and just think, it is what it is. He'll do what he do, and then they just forget about it until something very, very, very drastic happens, such as what was confirmed yesterday, and then it's too late. It's too late. Which gets me thinking about people on Twitter. Everyone was saying their wishes and prayers and stuff. And then there's people who, multiple people, not just one person, who like, they try and broadcast this news to other sources while trying to provide information like, oh, this is so sad. If you guys are sad or depressed, you should give these, I don't know what it is exactly, these hotlines a call. And they listed all these numbers for different places. And to me, it makes no sense to me. Because how are you going to, like, it's like I said, people can know who Etika is, or maybe they don't know who it is. Maybe they have no idea who Etika is, but they see that someone had a problem and then they ended their life with all the problems that they had. And then they just put something like that. So when you put it like that, it just seems like a generic auto response just to like make people think that you're a saint or something, that you're saying like this generic statement of, oh, depression is so bad, you guys need to get help if you really need it, and blah blah blah. So there's a lot of people like that. I think that they are not genuine at all, and they don't even know anything that has been going on. But that's just me. And it bugs me so much because it makes me think that they're not genuine. And as soon as the first one was posted, anyone could just copy it. That's actually what it was. It was just copying and pasting whatever the original post was by different multiple people trying to post it on like other major Twitters or adding people to get some sort of attention, which, it's like them posting that and then adding the Coca-Cola company or something. It really doesn't make any sense. And like I said, I really don't understand why people do what they do. But to me, it makes no sense to be doing something like that. You say what you need to say, rest in peace, Etika, and then that's it. That's all that needs to be said. That's all that you need to do. But also, like I said, people come out like, oh, depression, mental illness, stuff like that. People need to be aware of the fact that things need to be addressed way before something like this happens. That's usually how things go in the world. It's like if somebody eats fast food every single day of their life and they don't eat anything healthy at all ever. They just eat sugar and candy and fast food every day. And then all of a sudden one day they suffer a heart attack or something similar. And then after they go through that, they realize, oh, maybe I should start eating healthy now because of what just happened. That's absolutely not the right way to deal with things. You should be addressing the problem way, way earlier. And in Etika's case, we had an extensive amount of time to where we could realize, hey, something is not right. Instead of trying to indulge in all this crazy, dramatic stuff, we should work together as a community to try and get Etika back on his feet so that it wouldn't have had to come to this. And I'm not saying people didn't, but obviously something wasn't working and something was not happening, and it led to this tragedy. I think this could have been prevented, in my opinion. And we had so much time to try and stop this, try and help him. But it just seems like nobody was helping, in my opinion. I'm not saying that nobody did anything at all, but considering the end result, what can I really say? Nothing was done. And now he's gone forever. That's it. At least the guy who had a heart attack eating fast food, he survived. He has a second chance. Etika does not have a second chance. And me, myself included, I've failed. I have always said things here and there. And I really should have made a video addressing this stuff when it was happening. But I just, my stupid self, I'm just too lazy to get off my ass and, record my thoughts and spread a message, So I failed. I am one of those people who failed. And it really sucks. It really does suck. The things that I could have said in a video are stuff that I've sprinkled here and there to people on social media, but it just feels like nothing was done to ever make this better when things were really going downhill. And there's nothing we can do now. It's over. No games were played yesterday in honor of Etika. But today, games will be played. Games will be played today. I guess there's really nothing more to say. Well, actually, you know what? Actually, like I just said a few minutes ago, I need to address something else as well. Because I just remembered with what I just said. So, people on Twitter or anywhere else, they're saying their piece about what has happened, you know. And like I said, some people are genuine, some people are not, some people have ulterior motives. I've seen the videos about people reacting to this, and some of them I scratch my head because it feels like they're not being genuine, and it, I guess it's wrong to be all like, oh, you had to really know him and be his fan to really say something. Because, it feels like anyone could say anything about this. Because, like I said with those other tweets, they can just say some generic auto response that falls under this section of what had happened, mental illness and suicide prevention and all that. So some videos I scratch my head, and some videos are just like blatant, like I'm making this video, but I'm also making this about myself, but I'm also trying to spread the word, and it gets to a point where it's not about Etika, it's about the person filming the video and their channel and stuff like that. And I I fail to remember because actually I have ad block on my browser. I don't know if any of these videos have ads or stuff like that, but the way the world is, I guarantee you that somebody made a video about this and have ads on or something. Whether they use that money to donate to a better cause, who knows? That's why I can't be 100% upset about that, but you never know. You never know. I know Spawnwave, their YouTube channel, I know Spawnwave, they put ads on a video addressing this, but they're using the proceeds to donate to charities and stuff like that to spread awareness of the cause. So there's some people out there who want to spread the message and also help so that something like this can't happen again. And with that said, I'm going to move on to another thing. It's strange how this is connected, but on Twitter, I'm following Holly Conrad. You know Holly, the girl who was wrongfully attacked for something that she didn't do. Way back when, that drama. Holly was giving her piece about Etika. You know, I don't know. You know, she's in that same circle where Etika was, so maybe they met up once or something like that. But I don't know. I don't know. But she was saying her piece. I read it. I would want to bring it up right now, but I don't want to search through a lot of stuff or see something that I don't want to see. So I'm just gonna tell you, she gave her piece, and she gave the, like if people have problems, you gotta get help or something. And because of the drama way back when, people turned her honest reply to a terrible tragedy and tried to twist and turn it to make it seem like Holly was just trying to make it about herself or something. And to be honest, it wouldn't be really far off if she did make it a little about herself, because newsflash, Holly definitely has her share of problems as well, including mental illness. Like when she had to check herself into the hospital because all those people were bombarding her Twitter and saying very, very rude things for something that she didn't even do, for something that she proved herself innocent with facts, something that the other girl, Heidi, confessed that everything was false and that she was lying and making stuff up, meaning Holly didn't do anything wrong and she was innocent and just trying to help a friend. She checked herself into a hospital because people were wrongfully insulting her and calling her very bad things. And yeah, I can guarantee these same people who are calling Holly out, apparently making a tragedy about herself, saying that they need to respect, saying that she needs to respect Etika after his passing. These are the same people. These are the same people. How are you going to be that person who possibly got on? Well, it probably is, because if someone is so stupid enough to tell Holly that after she's trying to make an honest post about Etika, and then saying, "Oh, you're just making this about yourself. You need to respect his death." How can you say that? Who are you? What kind of person are you? That's just, it's absolutely disgusting how people can act online, on the internet. It's so fucking toxic. When people on the internet can drive someone to check themselves into a hospital, to take a break from everything, only to come back and have something like this come up in her face by very stupid, ignorant people who don't know anything that they're talking about. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. The internet is very fucking toxic. It's more toxic than nuclear waste. It's so fucking bad. It's such a disease. It's a terrible, ugly disease that turned people sick and twisted. For all we know, the internet is responsible for what happened to Etika. I believe I'm not so far off as to saying that. And you know what? If people continue to act so stupid to people who don't deserve to be treated the way they're being treated, especially someone like Holly, who is also suffering from mental illness, there's a thin fucking line, a very thin line, to Holly being alive and Holly suffering the same fate as Etika did because of the online community. So this is me addressing that right now. People need to shut up. People need to focus. People need to get their priorities straight. They need to stop wasting their time going on somebody's Twitter assuming that what they're saying is just baloney. And they need to look at themselves and realize what the fuck they're doing with their life. Because as far as I know, as far as you know, as far as anybody knows, that person or those group of people can be the cause of someone else's life just disappearing forever. And it's really fucking sad. And I know I'm just a nobody. Nobody's going to see this. But I need to say this now. People need to stop. Because I don't want another person ending their life because of how terrible other people can be for no reason at all. I cannot handle another death. One is not even good enough. There should be none. There should be none. Etika was 29 years old. My brother is 29 years old. Imagine if my fucking brother just ended his life at 29. That's awful. That is awful. And I can't believe that we live in a world where people just do this at the snap of the finger, not even realizing what could possibly be done. Because for all we know, something could happen tomorrow, or a series of events can happen in the span of a month or something that could lead up to the same fate as Etika. But people fail to realize that until it's too late. And some people won't even feel bad. Some people won't even care. That's really fucking sad. So these are my words. If you or anybody is struggling with anything that makes you think that life's not worth living, please go find some help. Please get some help. Talk to somebody, talk to a friend, talk to an online friend, talk to your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, just anyone, just so something like this can be prevented. Because I feel like most of the time something like this can be prevented. And we all need to work together to make sure I guess that's it. Rest in peace, Desmond. And I will pray for you, Holly Conrad, and hope that you don't get overran by those nasty people. Everybody matters in this world. Nobody should ever end up the way that Etika ended up. There always is a solution.
If you're that depressed, reach out to someone. And remember, suicide is a permanent solution to temporary problems.